We have everyone please rise for the pledge, then remain standing for the land acknowledgement statement. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges the homeland of the Anandabhakta, the people of the Great Hill, the Seneca people, on whose ancestral and modern-day land Salamanca School District now stands and whose water we enjoy. We stand with all Indigenous peoples in their resolve to remain connected to their land. While we cannot undo what has been done, it is the goal of the Salamanca City Central School District to recognize the history and make improvements that will benefit the next 7 generations of Indigenous students.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome.
Let me do this. Yeah.
Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, we have one change since it was published. We added item 8G, which is a change on order under new business.
And we need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Carrie, second by Dale. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried.
So before we get started in the rest of the meeting, what I wanted to do is just take a moment to introduce the board as well as those in the gallery this afternoon to our ex officio student board member, Mr. Owen Franick. Welcome. He is the student voice on our school board. As an ex officio member, he is not a voting member because he hasn't been officially elected. He does not attend executive sessions, but any topics that we have a discussion on, he is more than welcome and actually encouraged to share in the discussion and present the student side of what's happening and what we're discussing. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah. Just like normal.
exciting.
Yeah. Yep.
Stand and raise your right hand, please. You're actually taking your oath, and if you would read from I to ability.
I, Owen Franick, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of ex officio student board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. And then if you'd sign. Welcome, Owen.
Thank you.
All right, hold on. Owen, why don't you stand up and put your hand up so Mr. Spooneyberger can get a picture.
I could direct there.
There we go.
Welcome again. We've been talking about this for a long time, so I'm glad that we finally have a
Much awaited celebrity here.
Yeah, you are. Like getting somebody new on the voice, you know what I mean? This is a pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to our presentations. We have diplomas.
Yes, this is very exciting. I'm actually going to turn it over to Ms. Oakes, who is going to introduce our graduates. And I'm going to really turn it over to Ms. Oakes because this program is honestly not just a passion of hers, but highly successful because of the dedication that she has put into it. And it has grown, and today we're going to see some of the fruits of her labor.
I have one student who's running late. It makes it in time, but I have Marcus Mason. He's not here yet, and Benjamin Gray. They we completed a program, or ESET program, and got their GED certificate. And we have with us today Ms. Tina Jimerson. You need to come down here. And she brought us with her. Really hard for them. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears with them. So, and I'm really proud of her. She did not give up, even when she wanted to. You can ask her dad. So I'm very proud of her, and it's very good to work with dad too, so.
Outstanding. Well, we know that people take different pathways to certain benchmarks, and I wanted to just acknowledge the hard work and dedication that you put in, and congratulate you. You have a certificate, you have your actual GED there,
Yeah.
and we give out these small tokens to just say, great job, well done across the board, and congratulations, really. You got it. Yeah.
I just want to say, again, congratulations, because it takes a lot for somebody to keep going when you face different challenges. And the fact that you took the time to complete the coursework, to get your GED, really says a lot about you, where a lot of kids might just want to give up. And so, again, we're glad that you came to the board meeting tonight, because we do love to recognize all the students and the hard work that you've done. So again, on behalf of the board, just great job. So.
Congratulations.
So we're supposed to have our audit report, but our auditor is running a little bit late, so we're just gonna move on to communications. Do we have anybody here who wishes?
No one signed it.
Okay, then we'll move on to Title VI. How are you?
Good.
Check.
So just quickly, we do have the, Youth Summit, Regional Youth Summit coming up. There's a lot of, 7 are schools in the region. Us, Lakeshore, Silver Creek, a couple Buffalo schools, like Wheatfield. All the schools have been working for like the last year and a half on trying to build this youth summit. The idea originally was that the NIEA summit, there's coming in 2026 to Buffalo, so kind of in preparation for presentations or students, and maybe doing presentations, things like that. That was the idea that sparked a while ago. So now we're finally to the point. October 23rd is actually our new summit at the CCC in Irving. We'll be using the Sully building, the fire hall, CCC, all the outside in between, to have 12 different presenters, all the way from eating, cooking, inside, outside cooking, demonstrations, fishing, archery, language, basket weaving, cordage, and all kinds of different types of things, along with some a career fair table set up. We're gonna have the nation provide kind of like simulation for like a finance type of simulation type thing. So a lot of fun things going on. It's been taking a lot of the Title VI project directors and all the schools have been working together, the counselors, and you name it, all the way up to superintendents of the schools. So just wanted to throw that out there. It's called, it's going to be just our Honoring Our Roots Youth Summit. And we actually had an entire regional submissions for our t-shirt logo and our logo that's going to be had for this year. And so lots of submissions were taken. Our school sent a bunch, and actually one of our students, Paxton Personal, I believe her name is, was the one that was voted and submitted and won. And so we actually have here is actually, yeah, this was one of the videos that she made a cool little video to kind of show how she designed this originally. I don't know, does that play?
I get it.
Oh, okay. And, but yeah, so that was like the original design there. And then it kind of, there's a secondary kind of finished product as well. But that was all tons and tons of submissions and lots of people in the room at that time. We put all of the submissions around the whole room, and everyone from the region schools voted. And then we tallied up and it ended up being picked to win it for the region. So this is the final product that will be used on all of our T-shirts and designs, and you might have even seen it already out there. So I'm going to use media posted. So really fun thing. I think it's really cool to be able to have the schools and the kids come together, dance together, sing together, do all these fun, cool activities together. And it's kind of in the NIEA format where they get the option to pick which their top ones they would like to go to, do breakout groups, more interpersonal. And some are mandatory, some aren't. And hopefully we can prepare these kids enough to present and be presenting on issues or whatever it may be at NIEA 26 Buffalo. So that's the hope. Lots of preparation went into this, obviously. And congratulations to the PAX team. And that's really it. I just wanted to give that some light today. Of course, Title VI stuff is always rolling, but this was such a huge part of everything that our region for Indigenous education was doing the last year. So it's going to be really exciting to see it all come together. We'll have tons of media there and tons of fun stuff. So it'll be cool. So thanks for the time for that.
Anytime. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Okay. Any questions for Aaron? Okay, then we'll move on to Owen. As the new student representative, you get to speak first here. What's your message?
Thank you. For all those who don't know me, I'm Owen Chronic. I am a senior in this lovely school we have here. I am hopefully trying to use this, use my voice to say words into your guys' ears to hopefully affect this school for the greater good. But I might not always have the best knowledge or basis of anything, but I hope with this and this experience, I may expand that basis and use this basis to make the world better. My apologies. I'm kind of ill. Use this basis to make the world better as I leave this school and move on to my next thing.
All right.
If you all get to know me and understand the point of view of the students and where I'm coming from. That's all.
Thank you.
Karen, your auditors.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well. Turn it back over.
Sarah, you can go ahead now.
Hi, sorry about that. Busy school board meeting night.
She able to share with us?
She should be.
Okay, I will try right now. How's that?
Yep.
Great. Okay, jump right into it then.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Dayton from Lumsden McCormick, your friendly neighborhood auditors. So I'm here to just give a brief presentation of our June 30, 2025 year-end audit. We already went through this in detail with the audit committee, so I'll keep this brief, but feel free to interrupt or ask me at the end if you have any questions. Our deliverables are your financial statements, which include 3 reports. One, which is our opinion on the financial statements. We're rendering an unmodified opinion, meaning we found your financial statements to be fairly presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. So that's a clean opinion and what you're hoping for. 2 other reports within your financial statements, one in accordance with government auditing standards and one in accordance with the uniform guidance. We had no matters under either of those standards as well. The uniform guidance report is required because you receive federal funding in excess of $750,000. For 2025, you actually had about $29.4 million in federal funding, up from 13.9 the year before. This is due to your use of impact aid on your capital projects during the year. So you had a large increase in that spending. You're deemed to be low risk, so technically we're only required to test 20% of those funds, but we tested 94% because we are required to test the impact aid due to its significance. And again, no findings or question costs. We also issued an extra class activity schedule of additions and deductions. That's your student clubs. You had about $54,000 in those clubs at year end, with about $210,000 going in and out of the clubs during the year. And then we also issued a communication letter and a management letter, which I'll go through very briefly. The communications letter just outlines our responsibilities and your responsibilities for the audit, including our requirement to be independent. It also points out any new pronouncements. So you did implement a new standard, compensated absences, GASB 101 during 2025. This just changed the methodology under which you calculate your balances for employees' accumulated sick and vacation time. So there's some additional information in the notes this year on those compensated absences. The estimates included within your financial statements include your buildings and your equipment and how many years over which you depreciate those assets, your unearned and unavailable revenue, that is your impact aid, as well as your Native American tuition and how much of those amounts are used and or collected during the year. As I mentioned, compensated absences, also pensions, which is your payments into the teacher's retirement system and employees' retirement system, as well as the amounts that, please hold, if that is showing for you, this is closing out, there we go. As well as the amounts that you are required to include from actuarial calculations on your financial statements, your other post-employment benefits, and the amounts included within reserves. And then the significant disclosures within your financial statements, if you were just to look at a few of the note disclosures, we would suggest notes 6, 7, and 8, which really details out all of your long-term debt, your bonds, your compensated absences, your pensions, and your OPEB or other post-employment benefits. And there was nothing else of significance included within that report. We had no disagreements or other adjustments as part of the audit. The management letter is the other letter that we issue as part of the audit. The big takeaway here is that there were no material weaknesses in the district's internal control. So the comments we have here are actually relatively minor. One is just timely review of payroll edit reports. So payroll edit report is run each pay period. This shows any specific changes to payroll during the year. So it's a great tool to use to ensure that there's nothing that you're focusing on any changes to payroll and ensuring they're accurate. Those are reviewed. We just recommend that they be reviewed more timely. And then, as you know, fund balance, unassigned fund balance should not exceed 4% of your subsequent year's expenditures. Yours was about 18% of your 2026 expenditures as of June 30th. I know that you have a committee which discusses what to do with available fund balance, much of which is coming from that impact aid. And you did reduce it this year as part of that usage towards your capital project. So you do have a plan and you use that as necessary over the years. An update on prior year recommendations is just to continue to work on reconciliation of concession stand inventory, including having a second person review to do an inventory account and to reconcile inventory to your sales and purchases. And then there's 2 new accounting pronouncements that are going to be effective for 2026. And we just will work with management to implement those, but we don't expect any major changes to your statements. To give a very brief review of the numbers, if we look at fund balance for the district as a whole, first by fund, you can see the general fund balance decreased from just under 40 million at 2024 to 21.5 million at 6/30/25. This decrease is really solely the result of the transfer to the capital projects fund of $28.8 million towards your projects. So that was a planned reduction in fund balance. You can see some of that came from the capital reserve. You can see that changed from 10.5 million to 32,000. Other than that, you did have no significant changes other than a reduction again in your unassigned, which brought you down to that 18% of 2026 expenditures. Looking at the other funds, you can see the capital projects fund balance went up about $15 million, again, because of that transfer in from the general fund, and then offset by current year spending primarily on your 2022 capital improvement project. Your special aid fund always nets to zero. These are your federal and state grants, but you had about $3.3 million coming into that fund for usage by the district during the year. Food service, debt service, no significant fluctuations in fund balance there. Same with miscellaneous special revenue. Miscellaneous special revenue, I just wanted to point out, is where your scholarships and miscellaneous donations are accounted for as well. So on a year-to-year basis, you had about a $3 million decrease in fund balance year to year. If we look specifically at the general fund on the revenue side, revenue went from 52.1 to 67.1 million, an increase of about 15 million. You can see a significant increase in state aid. This was due to increases in general aid, BOCES aid, and lottery aid. The big increase, however, was in your federal aid. Again, this is where your impact aid resides, and that revenue is recognized each year to the extent of expenditures. So you'd been holding those amounts as deferred and then used them again in the current year to transfer to your capital project. Native American tuition and transportation on a fund basis is recognized based on when it is received. So there was a decrease in amounts received during the year, so that went down. That's $777,000. And then your other income is basically everything else, refunds, miscellaneous, so that will fluctuate year to year. And you had a reduction in interest earnings during the year as well as BOCES refunds. Final page on fund basis is general fund expenditures. You can see that they increased about 5 million year to year, 5.5 million. The increase in salaries is twofold. One, because of an increase in employees, and secondly, because of the expiration of the COVID-related funding, where you had some employees paid out of the special aid fund. Those employees now move back to the general fund and are paid out of here, which also caused your increases in those benefit lines, retirement systems, health, and payroll taxes. Debt service went up because you had the first payment on a bond that was issued in 2024. BOCES services will fluctuate based on needs of the district in a given year. And you had some additional special education program usage during the year. And then transportation and other decreased slightly due to some larger capital purchases in the prior year. Finally, the last slide is a summary on a government-wide basis, so more like a business type model where this is an accrual basis of accounting and includes all of your long-term assets, your capital assets, and your long-term liabilities. Major fluctuations, the current and other assets is really an increase in cash based on current year operations. Capital assets, again, your buildings and your equipment increased just under 10 million because of current year capital spending on your projects, net of current year depreciation and amortization. Long-term liabilities, I'll skip outflows and inflows for a second. Long-term liabilities decreased because of current year principal payments on those, specifically too on the 2024 bond. And then other liabilities decreased because of some of the use of the deferred impact aid revenue. And deferred outflows and inflows net is all of the actuarial assumption changes for the two items that are calculated by the actuaries, the pensions and the other post-employment benefits. So that kind of sits on a government-wide basis on these lines, and then it amortizes to expense over a 5-year rolling period. So that is the change in those assumptions year to year. And then the final slide really just explains everything I just said on this slide. It's just more detail for you. So that is the very fast, or as fast as I could make it, review of the financial statements. But do you have any questions?
Oh, I guess we are good. Thanks, Sarah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Looks like we have another student, so we'll.
All right, Ms.
Yeah.
Oates, are you up again? All right.
Okay, sorry, I have one more student, Marcus Mason, who also, achieved his certification with our program, the ACE program, and got his GED. Again, this program wasn't easy for him, so him and I probably went on this a few times, but we built it maybe a few times, but, he got it done, and we actually have really good relationship. He brought me flowers and candy.
Oh. Well done.
I think I had tears. Very nice of him, so, yeah, we're waiting on his certificate, but he's got it and we'll be mailing next week, so.
Well, congratulations. You know, not everyone takes the same path to get to a certain point. But the same perseverance is required to get there, and we want to commend you on the hard work that you've done and congratulate you. And this is a small token. We give these out to people who do a great job. They go a little bit above and beyond, and I want to say thank you and congratulations. Well done, you got it.
Thank you for coming tonight, so you guys can be recognized too, because we love that. All right, we're gonna move on to central office message. Karen, you wanna start us off?
Sure, the audit's done, yay.
Yay.
It's always a relief, especially when it's due to New York State tomorrow. A couple of things, you know, now that the audit's done, we'll start working on 26-27 budget scheduling and review of 24-25 transparency reporting is due at the end of the year, so that's always a fun task as well. Right now, with the federal government being shut down, we're really looking at potentially having some cash flow issues come in November, because they gave us some money up front for some of the grants. But not all of them have been funded because we didn't get approvals until the government was shut down. So most of the programs will be fine for September and October reimbursements, but if we're still in this situation in November, then we could run into some cash issues with some of the federal grant programs, but because we have cash, we'll be fine. Just if you happen to look at a specific grant's financial statement, they may have a negative balance because we can't get the cash from them right now. So that's a really big thing, that there's a lot of advocacy happening right now to get the federal government back open so programs can operate. There were a lot of people let go from different education offices over the weekend. So we're still trying to figure out what's happening with that.
We're not worried about any funding being canceled though, or we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. That's one of the things, reason, you know, being on the board for NAFIS and NISA, we were on a board meeting call yesterday. You know, I'm in the airport and I'm on this call and, you know, it was funny because you can see people sitting outside and whatever, because it was a holiday. So people were, you know, not in their offices, but everybody is taking the time to participate in the meeting to find out what our strategy is going forward. And we just really need to make sure that we're communicating with our political folks in Washington and saying how important the programs are and that they continue, and especially the ones that, you know, hey, you've been awarded this, and you're like, great, we've hired these people and we've done this, but oh, never mind, we're gonna take that away from you. You know, we're not in that situation, thankfully, but there are hundreds of school districts across the country that are in that situation. So the advocacy that NAFIS and NISA does is really crucial at this point. With that. And I let Rich know today that he can get his guys rolling over to the new properties to make sure that everything is safe and secured and get some mowing and cleaning up done so we can be moving along. I know Rich is just looking for more to do all the time, so he's got it. So that's all I have at this point. Okay, thanks.
Ms. Peter, how about you?
I just want to recognize a really successful open house at both Seneca and the high school this past week. And thank you to all the students and families that came out for that. Prospects open house will be this Thursday at 5 o'clock on out. We also have the book fair going on at Prospects. That's running today through Thursday as well. With the change of season, time to think snow, I guess, and ski club. So any students in grades 4 through 12 that are interested in signing up, go to your main office. Those forms are due back by October 31st. So if you're interested in the ski club, just want to recognize our students that are practicing for Into the Woods. That performance is coming up in November. So we're excited about that, November 21st and 22nd. Our administrators held faculty meetings today at all 3 buildings with a really strong focus on intentional planning and instructional strategies. And the feedback was that it was really good to see the collaboration among the staff with the really collegial conversations that they're having and professional dialogue and just working together. So the faculty meetings were a success. And lastly, I just want to congratulate our students that made it into the National Honor Society. These students are inducted based on their GPA, their volunteer service, leadership, and character, and they should be very proud. Congratulations.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Beaver? No. Okay. Then we'll move on to the board message. Tracy, you want to start us off?
Sure, I'd like to first of all say welcome to Owen to your first board meeting. I know when I think I mentioned probably about a year ago about a student representative, so I'm glad to see that it's happened. Also welcome to all of the students that are here tonight. Hope you have had a first month or so of school and that continues to go well throughout the year. There's still lots of sports and stuff happening, so I wish everybody the best of luck in that. And that's it.
Okay. Thanks. Pat?
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate Owen for being on the board and also to the GED recipients. And hope everybody's enjoying the nice weather while it lasts.
That's all I got. Okay. Brad?
Also, congrats on Owen. I think it's a great opportunity for him and us to learn what the students are thinking. Congrats to all the graduates that were here, and also congrats and thank you to all the organizers of the Fall Leagues. I went down to the parade, and it's nice to see all the students and student athletes that participate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd also like to welcome Owen. It'd be nice to have a student voice on the board. But sometimes we don't hear everything that the students are doing and thinking, and it'd be nice to hear that. And I'd also like to say congrats to the new graduates. It's quite an accomplishment. You know, it's not an easy program anymore, like it used to be. And it takes some dedication and effort to get through it. That's all I have.
Terry?
Yeah. Welcome aboard, Owen. Nice to have you here with us. And same thing, congratulations. I know they already left, but congratulations to our 2 recent graduates. That's dedication and that's hard work, and that's what we try to bring here. That's what we want our warriors to be. So congratulations to those 2. As always, thank you to all of our staff, everything you guys do. What are we in week 7? Is that where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, 7 great weeks under our belt and only 33 more to go. So, love it. Thank you to all of our staff and administration and my colleagues and everybody. Starting the year off right, and we're hitting it strong. So just continue that momentum. We'll keep it short tonight.
Okay. I'd also like to welcome Owen. Like I said before, we've talked about this for a long time. So it's nice that it's finally implemented. Because we do care about what the students say. I will get on my soapbox because I have a lot of people here tonight, and I always say that, we do try to make our school the best place that it can be, but we know that we always have room for improvement, right? So we want to hear from the students on things. If there's a problem, please, talk to us, talk to Owen now, because he can be your voice. We're always open. I like to think that we're outside the box thinkers on this board. We might not do things the same as other boards. But we try to make sure that our students are successful, our staff is successful, and that goes out into the community. So if you have something, and that goes not just for students, for staff, please let us know. Because we might think that we're doing it the best way, but we might be finding out that we're not. So please use your voices, advocate, and let us know what you're thinking. Just as my colleague said, congratulations to our GED students. It is a tough course, and it does take a lot of time and dedication and commitment to make sure that they complete it. So great job to them. They are showing warrior pride, and we're proud of them. And with that, I'm going to turn it over.
All right, just a couple sort of quick notes. This year, we're going to be running our board meetings a little bit differently each month. The first meeting of each month is going to be a business meeting, which is what this is, and we have a typical agenda. And then the second meeting of each month is going to be earmarked for presentations and an opportunity to collaborate and hear what's happening in our buildings and to be able to dialogue on that. So I'm kind of excited to mention that our next meeting, which will be in 2 weeks, we will have several different presentations. We will also be acknowledging the board that you see sitting here for the hard work that they put in, because October is Board Recognition Month. And this past Sunday, the district celebrated its 150th birthday. I wanted to acknowledge and thank Levi for putting information out regarding that. You will see an updated logo that will be used for this year that incorporates a little bit of our history as well as some of the Seneca culture. And I'll explain that a little bit more at our next meeting. And excuse me, we will have cake to officially celebrate our birthday.
Wow.
So the next meeting should be interesting. It's the first time we will have a meeting in that particular format. It'll be good. Big cake. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I did also want to acknowledge that over the weekend, we hosted 4 Division I lacrosse teams. Well, actually, it was a collaboration. It was on our fields, but it was hosted by the Seneca Nation. I wanted to thank Mr. Bartosik for the work that he put in over the weekend. I know a lot goes in behind the scenes, so thank you for that. And it really just goes to showcase the facilities that our district has put together. And the goal wasn't to just provide them for our students, but as a community sort of treasure that we can invite other institutions and organizations to come and utilize and really provide a benefit for our community as well. So thank you to Chad, to the Seneca Nation as well for coming and hosting on the athletic fields. And my understanding is that it was a very successful event, and we should all be very proud of that.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
I do have one other thing that's, I did want to recognize Karen for the clean audit. I know a lot of people here don't realize what it takes to go through an audit, but I do. And it's a lot, and to make sure that all of the invoices and pay stubs and pay records, and that you have everything available and that you walk away with a clean finding is pretty important. Especially when we have the kind of money that we do in the district, spending it for impact aid. It really is it says a lot about Karen and her staff, and I just want it to be recognized because it is a huge undertaking, and to walk away with a clean audit is really great. So congratulations, Karen.
Good job, Barry.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna move on to our consent agenda. So we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion second.
Motion by Dale, second by Brett. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I had a question.
Okay.
So I see we got a trip coming up for Boston for class of 2028. On clarification, on the documents, it was listed as June, but if you look at the materials that we have, it's listed as May. So what are the correct dates?
It is gonna be the June dates. We had worked with the travel agent, that weekend is quite expensive. And then other weekends in May are just about the same expense, because colleges are getting out, parents are moving in, like trying to move out their kids and all that stuff. So we had decided actually last week that we want to do the first week of June instead. But we just want to get it on the books. This goes out of the way of, the colleges and the Memorial Day weekend that, that weekend would be better.
So do we have an updated itinerary then for?
The dates, everything is gonna be the same, it's just the dates are gonna change.
Okay, so the itinerary doesn't change?
No, it's just the dates.
Do we have any other questions? Then we have a motion by Dale, second by Brad, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained, motion carried. Under old business, we have none. Old business. New business, we have our audit, so, we need a motion. Motion by Carrie. Need a second. Second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Karen, can you give us a rundown on that again?
Yeah, sure.
Line
Which
by
way
line.
would you like to start on?
Light reading.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion by Carrie, second by Dale. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item D is some items that we are declaring surplus. So we need a motion to approve those items as surplus.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy.
Second.
Who seconded that? Tad? Second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. We have our affiliation agreement with Canisius University. So we need, and that is from October 14th, 2025 through October 14th, 2030. So we need a motion to approve that agreement.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Dale, second by Carrie. Are there any questions?
Dr. B, can you give us a rundown on it?
Sure. So these agreements that you see with universities and colleges basically allow us and the college to work together to provide student teaching opportunities and junior participant opportunities for future educators. So these outline what the expectations are. They're pretty much standard for all of the universities as far as privacy, time and availability, and what our role is and what the university will do.
Any other questions? Thank you. Then we got a motion by Dale, second by Carrie. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item D is our SDA memorandum of agreement. So we need a motion to approve the SDA MOA. Okay. Kidding. Motion by Brad.
Second.
Second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. And item E is a donation from the Seneca Nation in the amount of $4,000 to be used for the 2025 Honoring Our Roots Indigenous Youth Summit. So we need a motion to approve that donation.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item F is our agreement for Regional Information Centers of New York, One Risk Operations Center. So, we need a motion to approve that agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Dale,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item G is a change order in the amount of $797 as a credit from Alstrom Schaefer Electric Corp. So we need a motion to approve that change order.
Motion.
Motion by Carrie,
Second.
second by Tracy. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item 9 is our personnel consent agenda. 9B, we need a motion to approve our personnel consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Dale,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. And item C is personnel action number 2, superintendent approval of a school bus driver. So we need a motion to approve that resolution.
Motion.
Motion by Brad,
Second.
second by Dale. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Dr. B, can you tell us why we're doing this one separately?
Yes, most of these folks are approved at the July 1 meeting. This was a arrangement we had for this particular individual who took a different position and a interim spot, and then is coming back to become a bus driver. So we needed to bring him back, and that's why his approval is separate.
Okay,
Follow-up question.
Mhm.
So if he's coming back as a bus driver, but we just approved him also in personnel 1 as a food service helper.
Right, he's gonna be doing both.
So he's doing dual role here?
Correct.
all right. I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
We have a motion by Brad, second by Dale. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carried. And do we have anybody here we'd like to introduce?
We do have some people. Do you want to start us, do you have anyone?
I can start.
You do? Yes, get us started.
So I see Mr. Bunce is here in the crowd. I'm just taking a quick look to see if he's the only one. And that's right, I had 2 on the agenda. Mr. Bunce, quickly, Mr. Buncey was a sub here in the building and quickly recognized as like doing a great job by staff and administration. We had some TA openings, teacher assistant openings. I think he was approached like, you're thinking about doing this, and he pretty much said, I'm well on my way to becoming certified. And he put in, interviewed extremely well, but the interview really was his subbing here. He really has a way of connecting with students and staff and just kind of a go-to guy if you need something done, he's there. And I would just say, the students find him very approachable, and does a great job, so it's kind of a, you might say, no-brainer. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Buncey to the Warrior staff, Warrior Nation, although he's been here for a little bit.
Awesome.
You have a speech?
No speech, just happy to be here. I'm back to teaching after a hiatus of about 10 years, so. A little different role. I'm enjoying it so far.
Good.
Awesome.
Mrs. Berry?
It is with great pleasure that we're introducing Anna Gefford and her tenure at Salamanca Intermediate. Anna has been an integral part of our physical education department with a special focus on swimming instruction and safety. So over the past several years, Anna has been instrumental in expanding the swim curriculum within our school and also across the district. Her leadership and expertise have helped enhance student access to swim instruction, improve program structure, and elevate overall quality of the aquatic education. She has directly contributed to the growth and ability of our district swim program. In addition to her instructional role, Anna serves as a certified first responder and provides district-wide CPR and first aid training. Her commitment to safety and preparedness strengthens our emergency response protocol. Anna's flexibility and professionalism make her a reliable team member at Salamanca Intermediate. She is consistently maintaining high expectations of students, fostering a structured learning environment, for coordination of swim lessons, and support for district-wide initiatives reflect her dedication to development and overall excellence. Thank you for everything that you do, Anna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see, we did also provide tenure tonight for Mrs. Long and Mrs. Heppel, but we will congratulate them when we see them, along with all of our new warriors.
All right.
If I can, Mrs. Long, apologize, she's back in school and she had a Zoom meeting at 5:45, so.
No worries.
Okay. We appreciate that. All right, item 10, we have our enrollment data. We have our transportation data, capital projects, phase 4 summary, our Indigenous education meeting minutes from October 8th, and our upcoming events. Again, October 16th is Prospect Open House, 5 to 6:30. And then October 28th is our next Board of Education meeting. So we hope to see all of these students here again. Welcome back, please. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tracy, second by Dale. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Students, if you have papers to sign, anyone here at the table